hearing about that. The ongoing assault on Gaza reveals once again the mainstream media's failure to expose the scale of Israel's atrocities against Palestinians and its unwillingness to hold those in power to account.
The destruction is one to blame. Hamas.
So you condemn the Hamas October the 7th atrocities.
Would you get rid of Hamas?
There is no way you can sit there and not condemn the actions of Hamas.
It's shameful for our colleagues to reduce the framing of any interview with Palestinians to a matter of whether or not they condemn Hamas.
The mainstream media is completely complicit, particularly in the West, in covering up the crimes that Israel is committing, but also, allowing our politicians to repeat lies.
But can independent journalists and political activists break the cycle of disinformation and selective reporting?
When the Israelis bomb hospitals, the United States runs to its defense and looks for ways to justify it. When the Russians hit a hospital in Ukraine, it's immediately denounced as a war crime worthy of prosecution at the International Criminal Court.
Why this discrepancy? Why this selective outrage?
The tragic reality is that most major news organizations that are serving as conveyor belts for the propaganda of the United States, or in this case, Israel, they don't have to be told what to write. They've been well trained, and it just comes as second nature. In order for Palestinians to be recognized as victims of Israeli aggression, there has to be more than an overwhelming presentation of facts to prove that they were in fact civilians, or this was in fact a hospital that was hit. In the case of the narrative about official enemies of the United States, be it China or Russia, evidence doesn't much matter. What matters is this embrace of an oversimplified narrative that someone is the second coming of Hitler. We saw that with Saddam Hussein. We're seeing that right now with the war in Ukraine. The fact that NATO has been pushing eastward, the fact that the United States has been facilitating human rights abusing units within the Ukrainian military, or that the Russian population in the eastern part of Ukraine was under a state of siege. This context, while it doesn't in any way excuse the actions of the Russian government, is at best a footnote and often is not even mentioned in the news coverage.
Way back in October, every single mainstream newspaper ran stories about beheaded babies and many other atrocities, things that have been proven to be completely false. I think more children have died in 4 months in Gaza than in 4 years of armed conflicts all around the world. That was a report from the UN. It is indescribable, the atrocities that are taking place, and yet there's a conspiracy of silence in Western media about this.
What has been missing in the narrative?
I would say at root, the truth, which is that this isn't just about October, this isn't just about the last 9 months, this is about something that has been in place for 76 years, a whole system, a whole occupation that has displaced, that has killed Palestinians for many, many years, and also just a complete dehumanization of an entire people. Everything that the media does in the way it reports on what is taking place is consciously done in a way to try and take out the actions of Israel.
بیشتر بدانیم